Here is our talent of the week.
Hello everybody, you're watching Close Look and I'm your host, Payal. I was thinking about life, rather nature. What all do we do to stay connected with nature? No matter what the weather is, we make an effort to go out and spend time with nature, whether it's playing with snowballs or just feeling the raindrops on our face or feeling that lovely rough sand on our feet. We try to stay in touch with nature, but have you ever thought nature also tries to stay in touch with us? How? It keeps us blessed. You must have heard people say, when they hear somebody singing a nice song, playing an instrument with some art, just playing it beautifully, they say, oh, she's gifted, he's gifted. That's the gift of nature. And that's nature's way of staying in touch with us. That's the relationship we share with nature. Today I have somebody who's blessed with an art form. And I'm so delighted to welcome her, this young, talented lady whose name is Jyotika Khosla. Welcome to the show, Jyotika.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, I was talking about an art form, so our viewers still don't know what kind of art form I'm talking about. So tell us, what do you do?
Well, right now I'm painting, I'm into sculpture, I'm experimenting with music and video animation. So I'm just in the middle of learning and experimenting with so many different mediums.
Awesome. So there's one art form that, as I said before, you're gifted with, you're connected with it since beginning. Because I'm saying that because I've seen the sketches that you did when you were very, very little and when you did not have any formal training. Tell us about that. When did it start? How did you begin? How did you realize that you like it and you want to do something in it? Tell us the whole journey. How did it start? When was the first time you did it?
I think growing up, I was always into just sitting by myself, doing things on my own. I love doing puzzles. I just didn't like going out to parties that much. I like being by myself, just being creative. And in high school, I didn't do much art, but after high school, when life gets serious, your parents tell you it's time to pick your career. I just couldn't focus on school. I was always drawing, doodling in my notebook, and I didn't do well in my classes. So I'm if I feel passionate about this, this is what I should do then. I just decided to give up thinking about doing a career in anything other than art. So that's what I'm doing now.
Do you have any of your notebooks where you still have those doodles that you did after high school?
Yeah, but they're filled with my notes. My science notes, my political science, all the classes I was taking, it was just doodles around those. So they're just in my notebooks. But
awesome. My next question to you is, usually parents are take up a good career, become a CA, you got to work in a big, big organization or whatever, at a good position, doctor, engineer, director, whatever. So when you went to your parents and said, I want to do art, I just want to sketch and paint for the rest of my life, and I want to take it as my, major subject in university, how did they take it?
Honestly, my parents have always been so supportive, and I'm so lucky for that. But it was my own self-doubt for a while. I think I used to listen to my friends, and a lot of people told me what are you gonna do? Just draw for the rest of your life? That's a hobby, it's not a career. But I think we live in a time where we have social media and we can collaborate and meet so many other people, and it's such a good time to be an artist, to do anything creative. I think we live in a good time.
And we're also in a world now that we're lucky enough to take our hobbies or convert our hobbies into our profession. Earlier it wasn't that easy. Earlier there were very limited career options, but now we're lucky, yeah? So now that we're talking about career options, I'm sure there are many other kids or teenagers around who love art, but they're not too sure if they should take it up as a career or not, because they don't know what are the options. So now that you are studying art, first tell me, what are you studying so that other people can know what are the options if they want to take it, if they're serious about the art. And second, once you're done with this course or whatever studies, then what are the career options available for people like you who are artists?
Well, right now I'm doing visual arts at Emily Carr, and I think after you learn and meet other people who are in the same field as you, it's much easier for you to decide what you're most passionate about. Because right now I'm in the stage where I'm experimenting with everything. So I enjoy music as well as art, and I haven't figured out if it's just painting I want to do, but I'm learning so much right now. I think that's up to them to decide, but you can go into graphic design, animation, music video direction, editing, photography. Well, the school I go to, Emily Carr, is like diverse in the arts. Like you can go into painting if that's what you want to do, sculpting. There's so many options. Like it's hard to just pick one. But with visual arts, it covers a lot of academic.
I get it. So at least you know that there are so many options. Because earlier you were like, oh, you're going to paint, so what will you do? Paint banners? No, it's good to know that every interest, every hobby can be converted into not just one profession, but there are multiple options, which is good to know. Have you decided what you're going to do yet?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I enjoy painting, but it's not something I think I will do forever. Maybe I might go into fashion or music. So I think my mood, it depends on my mood. Like it changes with every season. So I'm just experimenting with everything. And I'm lucky enough because I do get contacted by people through social media where they want to collaborate and work on things. So I think it's a great time that we're in, like technology wise.
I'm sure. Now, coming back to your paintings in specific, what kind of painting do you do? Like what colors and, whatever? Just tell us something about it.
Well, for painting, I use either acrylic paint or oil paint. I've done canvas paintings. I've also started painting on clothing. So I think that's something different.
But tell me, if I'm not wrong, it's an investment. Canvases are expensive. Paints are not cheap either, and then all the mediums and the brushes, and you need lots of things. It's an investment. So when you make so many projects, do you try to cover the cost?
Well, yes, I think it's important to value your art and not sell yourself short, and make sure if you're doing a painting commission based, you have to let everyone know the material and the time it's going to take beforehand, and you kind of have to have that knowledge yourself to make sure you don't sell yourself short. Mm-hmm. That is something I have struggled with in the past, and I'm still learning that side of it. The business side that comes along with making the art.
So what you're saying is your artwork, whether it's on canvas or fabric, you do sell them, right?
Oh yes, yeah. I have done a lot of commissioned pieces that I don't have anymore. Like they're
awesome. So being a student, you are earning, you're trying to fund all the supplies that you use, and of course your education. Talking about selling your pieces, how do people even know that you're working? What platform? Like, you're at work, you're at home, and then you're in your university or school. That's like your, area or pace. How do people know that Jyotika is an artist and she does this? How? What's your platform?
Well, right now I'm only using Instagram as a social media platform, just because I'm trying to finish my degree first, but I am planning to start a website and expand my portfolio, put all the pieces I've ever done. I've taken pictures of all of them. I just want to make a site where I display all the pieces, and I haven't. There's some pieces that are so special to me, I don't plan to sell them yet. They're going to go on my site, so I'm in the progress of making that.
Which ones are those?
Those are the Drake painting that I have. I'm sure. Yeah, and there's the Frida Kahlo portraits that I did. Those are the first time I had used oil paints. I'm so happy with those. Like when I started using oil paint, that kind of changed my life. Like I felt like, I felt more comfortable with experimenting with different things. I was like, it's not just one type of painting. There's so much more you can do with art.
And I remember you telling me once that oil paints are very forgiving. Tell us about that. That'll be helpful for people who are into painting. What do you mean by oil paints are very forgiving, and why were you more comfortable with oil paints?
Well, paints are definitely easier to blend. Acrylic is known as poster paint or plastic paint, so the texture is completely different. Oil paint doesn't dry for days, so you can keep blending it, adding onto it, and the colors it gives it more of a richer look, in my opinion. It's fun, so much fun to work on.
I'm sure. I still remember the first time I saw that Drake's painting. It was still on its way. It wasn't finished, and you were still working on it. I'm like, hasn't it dried? How can you run your brush on a dried painting? And that's when you told me that no, it doesn't dry. You can take a break, come back next day, and continue. That's beautiful. Any other painting which is okay? You already told us which one's close to your heart. How about this? What are the paintings that you've done on order that people have asked you to make? What kind of paintings people like, or portraits? What do they ask for usually?
I think it depends on the age group and what people's personal interests are. Some people these days, they love the denim jackets. They want their favorite celebrity painted on the back of their jacket, or a self-portrait. Some people have like a connection with their family. They want a family portrait or like a couple portrait. Like it depends on the person's interest, whatever they want painted.
I'm sure. And tell us about the latest pieces that you're working on.
It's a surprise, but it involves South Asian women and kind of like a feminist, spiritual painting. Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Now, all those replies have erupted two questions in my mind. Question number one. If I'm not wrong, you have used some of your pieces as stage background in some events. Tell us about those.
Oh, yeah. Well, this all happened so last minute, and sometimes there are things that happen in my life that I can't even explain because they just come out of nowhere, like opportunities, and it's just, I don't know, I'm so grateful for that. But there was a time where I needed to make 4 abstract paintings, and I had never done abstract before. I usually paint portraits of people, like I enjoy that, but this was for like a yoga event that happened last year, I think in May. It was a spiritual, like a yoga event where I think there were 1,000 people there. That was the first time my paintings had been exposed like that in front of such a big crowd, and that felt really good.
I'm sure. So what celebrity, I know you've made some celebrity portraits and they have actually reached the celebrities in one way or the other. Tell us about those.
Well, I think it's all because of Instagram and social media, because these days I feel like celebrity culture now, it's so, what's the word? Everything's a lot more global now. It's very easy to reach a celebrity, and that feels really good when someone that you paint sees your work. But I think Priyanka Chopra was the first celebrity to see one of my sketches of her, and that really motivated me. That was like, wow, someone like Priyanka Chopra is seeing my art. So that was very early, I think around 2014, and after that it was like anytime someone noticed it, I just felt really good. Yeah.
Did she comment on that?
She retweeted it on her Twitter account, so that felt good because usually they don't retweet something unless they like it. So yeah. Well, Drake's fan page posted the Drake painting on their Instagram page, and yeah, that felt good as well. I was lucky enough to meet Shreya Ghoshal when she came to Vancouver for a concert, and I made a painting of her because I love her music. I'm always listening to Bollywood music, and she's one of my favorite singers. So she saw, I made the painting and I gave it to her, and I wanted her to sign it so I could just keep it as like a memory, but she ended up keeping it herself. She's like, oh, could you sign it for me? And I was like, wow, this is, I don't know, everything's unreal to me. So I was so lucky for that.
That's a beautiful compliment. You as an artist made portrait of a celebrity, and you want to get it signed so that it's your work, and you want to make you want to feel special about it. But the celebrity liked it so much, said that no, she said no, you sign it and I'm taking it. It's an accomplishment. Wow, congratulations. You go to university, you were doing editing, so many other things. So how do you take out time to work on so much of artwork, plus artwork that you do for your client as per your course requirements? How do you play around with your time?
Whenever I have free time, I just paint, and it's a form of meditation for me because it's so relaxing and I'm in the moment, and that's why I do it. I don't do it for to get attention from the celebrities. I know like that's a great feeling to have, but it gives me inner peace, and I feel like that's the only thing that really makes me happy more than anything else. Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much, Jyotika, for sharing so much with us, and I wish you all the good luck for future. I hope you get the career of your choice and you keep making such awesome artwork. Good luck, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. And you're watching Close Look.
Hey, I'm Johnny Staub.
And I'm Nira Arora from 94.5 Virgin Radio.
And you're watching
Close Look.